Hey everyone, this is Joy on my joyous journey. Welcome to my channel. I am one that, excuse me, you guys, hold on. Get a little thirsty in here. It's like the atmosphere with the heat and everything going in your apartment is just kind of like makes everything dry, or house, but I know mine. It makes my mouth and my throat, my nose dry a little bit, but still have a runny nose. I don't get that. So I just thought I'd get on here and talk to y'all a little bit. Today, I didn't have a particular type of video that I was going to talk about. I just kind of like want to talk about, parts of it. To tell you something, my testimony. Um, I've been sitting here thinking and pondering on the fact, the reasons why certain people, like my enemies are coming against me and trying to make me look bad out here. I've been probably inside a lot since, I moved to my newer place, the last year and a half, or a little bit over a year and a half. I have had somewhat of, somewhat somewhat outright disrespectful encounters with people in the new place that I live. Nothing to worry about, because I know in all my heart of hearts I've never done anything to anyone for them to come at me the way they do. And they don't come at you in person. Some people may say things through the wall or something, not through the wall, but from the next apartment. Or, using my special needs daughter on the autism spectrum that is dying for new friends and a boyfriend or whatever it is she's being taken advantage of. They use my kindness for a weakness. And I do get angry sometimes and I yell out or whatnot. But all in all, I don't want any smoke with anybody. I'm not to be fighting in the flesh. That's old and redundant. People trying to sabotage, everything that God has for me. I've already been, he says you're delayed but not denied, of, blessings that are to come to me, with me getting angry at times and being recorded, of course, and for everybody to hear, hear me not act out, but just seem like I'm just so mean and things like that. That is not true. I am not mean, And sometimes I have to kind of put my foot down with my daughter, because she likes to try to play me a little bit. Just because she got this going on with her doesn't mean that, she does not, get disciplined. You spare the rod, you spoil the child. That's in the Bible where it says. And it's not so much of that I would do, but just kind of get her in line, look her in her eye and stand there in front of her and tell her what she's going to do and what she's not going to do, And I'm telling her these things because I love her, and we have had a lot of ups and downs. We've been through so much in the past 15 years, because that's how long I've been taking care of her. Part of my testimony is that when I had her, I was in the custody of the jail, not ever getting out at that time. And I had to leave my baby in the hospital, maybe a couple days after I was there. I don't remember, because I was decompensated so bad that my memory kind of lapsed a little bit on certain things, But I don't know how long I was there, but when I did leave, I had to leave my baby. And it just took a lot from me. It took a lot out of me to move forward. And I went through so much, and I went through the pain of missing my baby and wanting to hold my baby, breastfeed my baby, and do the things with my baby. Now, the father wasn't in the picture because he left me back when I was, well, before I even told him I was pregnant. So he decided that he wasn't coming back after things that happened that were kind of like, wow, you're going to do this to me and then leave me hanging like that? Why? You know what I'm saying? I nursed you back to health. I helped you. I took care of your leg, and I nursed you back to health, and this is how you repay me? He was abusive. I would really rather not say, well, he hurt me really bad. Physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Also verbally. So, I feel bad that he wants to sit there and say bad things about me, or has said bad things about me, and make up lies on me. And I didn't even have that platform or even the thought of, yeah, he did this and that to me, he did this and that to me, or whatever. He did some horrible things to me. I don't want actually history to repeat itself, or not so much as history repeating itself, but just to go back and think about what he had done. For you to come back on him, to come back around like he's going to, be a part of our life in a kind of way that there's like a family dynamic. I was hurt really bad. I had to really think about my decisions about things like that, because sometimes you get in your feelings, and that is just nothing that you will do. When you actually think about the situation and how long it had been, my daughter's 17 years old now, and there's nothing wrong with, somebody wanting to see their child and want to get to know their child if they haven't been around them and had any contact in many years. There's nothing wrong with that. But the level of respect has to be in play. I can't be the one that's being respectful in a way, but then at the same time got my guard up, because, hey, that's my daughter. It is my daughter because I raised her. And I don't need anybody to tell me anything about financial means, or, buying her things or anything like that, because it's been a united effort with my family to help buy her clothes for school, buy her things for her birthday and Christmas and things like that. And every season that her papa was pretty much in her life. He has always been, and he's always like supported her and bought her clothes and shoes and things like that. It's just like my mom did too, and other family members, we just did that together. And I'm just so thankful and grateful to know that, that they care enough, not only just about her, but for me, knowing that the burden on me of caring for her alone had been a bit hard. It was just, all the up nights and nights, 2, 3, 4 nights in a row at times, trying to and I have my own issues. I'm gonna cut this short here, but real reason that, I didn't want to, eliminate my pregnancy or anything like that at the time, because, I had asked the Lord many years for another child, but I was not specific. Please, if you're praying to the Lord and you want something from the Lord, be specific. I'm meaning that I should have asked him, Lord, I want to have another baby, but I want to be married, with my husband, the father of the child. And not only that, is I want my daughter or son to have, all 10 fingers, 10 toes, 10 toes and 10 fingers, and, to be healthy and, without any type of defects, birth defects or anything like that. But you know what? That's a good thing then, too. That I didn't ask for all that, you know what I'm saying? Because I had to learn the hard way. If I would have had it any other way, it wouldn't have worked out that way either. So, I'm going to take myself on here, and I love y'all And I'm glad you listened to my video. I hope I didn't sound like so drab and everything. I'm working on my videos, the skills ones on YouTube, and I have never really posted a video on TikTok, so I'm going to do that today. I am so thankful and grateful that you were able to listen and I was able to share some of my testimony. God is good. I'm good. My daughter is good, and all is well, you know. Even the dad is doing somewhat well, I guess, but I haven't seen him in person. I've talked to him on the phone here and there. He's very angry with me, but that's okay. I want to pray for him because, I'm praying for my enemies. Okay, well, y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you later. Peace.